Hello, my friends and fishes. Today we're going to take a look at my brand new mermaid tail. Wait, what? You've seen this tail before? Are you sure? Take another look. So this is my official remake of Chester, my iconic mermaid tail that went viral on multiple platforms and in multiple countries. Also, if you want to see the full making of that tail, I will be sure to link the video for you guys. So why did I remake this tail? It's an excellent question. I'm so glad you asked. Let's get into it. First off, these two tails are not made of the same fabric. We're just gonna get that right out there, right off the bat. I'll asterisk this and say they kind of are. I mean, it's called the same stuff, but it's not really the same stuff. New Chester's fabric is completely different. This specific fabric allows water to pass through it much more easily, which makes it so much lighter to swim in, I can't even tell you. And it dries so fast. If I hadn't seen it completely dry on its own twice now, I would not believe you. If you told me how quickly it was gonna dry, I would be like, you're insane. There's no way. Old Chester, 3 full days, night to night to night, in order to dry. And that's just drying enough that I can move it off the drying rack in the bathroom to the drying hangers under my desk, okay? New Chester takes less than 24 hours to dry. I don't even know what to tell you. So you can hopefully see, the convenience of that alone, of that fact alone, gets me really excited. This new fabric is also sourced in Canada, which means my mermaid tails are now 100% Canadian made. Yes, fish. And you have no idea how happy this makes me, because sourcing fabric from the US? No. It has been such a nightmare. I'm not even gonna get into it because it no longer matters, but boy, it was such a nightmare. No. So it's at this moment I would like to give the hugest shout out to my fellow mermaid tail maker, Amy from sparklegirlcostume.com. Now, links to her Instagram and her website, everything you need to find Amy and her magical creations will be linked in the description box down below. So please be sure to go give her a follow because she's amazing. The generosity and kindness that she has shown to not only myself but other makers within our community is beyond measure. She does not always get the credit that she deserves, and without her, I would not be in the position that I am now. And for that, I am truly grateful. Amy, I don't know that, I know I've told you, I know that I've told you so many times, but I don't know if you're gonna ever really know how much appreciation I have for you and everything that you do and everything that you've helped me with. Just thank you, Amy. Now let's talk about what else has changed with this tail. Because yes, there's more. There's more. What? So not only is the fabric new, the printing is also new. You can really see, I don't know how many of you guys were able to notice, and if you're not following me on Instagram, I've been sharing so much in my Instagram stories, so be sure to follow me on Instagram so you can keep up with all the extra behind. If you need more of this, there's so much more of this happening over on my Instagram stories, so swim on over, go give me a follow over there. So I don't really know how many of you were really able to see it, but in person, the difference between these two tails is kind of staggering in terms of the print quality and the colors. Old Chester has colors that I hadn't intended. There's this very interesting kind of an indigo purpley kind of a blue that kind of crept in on the fluke that wasn't intended, and doesn't appear on New Chester, so very happy about that. There's also, it almost gives, and this is zero hate to my previous printer at all, the tail is still stunning. They're both beautiful. It's more that the anticipation of having extra colors sometimes appear is just kind of a thing. So seeing the differences between the two of them and the overall crispness, is that a word? I feel like I'm trying to say Christmas. Crispness. The clarity. Let's call it clarity. Clarity just makes more sense there, but the clarity between the two is quite visibly different. And you guys are going to have so many questions about this, but I have also added a protective gel coating to very specific areas of New Chester. You know, the problem areas, right? The heels, the knees, the bum, the areas, right? Around the monofin and things. The spots that get the wear and tear the quickest, you know. And the coating, this coating that I add to it with a tiny little paintbrush, once heat sealed, is permanent and resistant to damage both in and out of the water. So excited, I could scream. I can't even with this. So I have tested New Chester at the lake, where I was very rough and butt scooting all over the place, and as well at the pool, where I made quite a spectacle of myself. I think the other patrons were probably like, what you doing? Because this is not a pool where mermaids usually go. This was like a little leisure pool, and everyone's kind of like, she okay? What you doing? Okay. And I kind of feel like this whole thing has been something of a miracle, like a merfolk miracle, if you will. Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic, and I'm not trying to really get everybody's hopes up so high, but I can't not give you guys the facts of the situation, and the facts are bringing me so many good feelings. I just, you know, how else are you supposed to present this sort of stuff? These findings, science, mermaid science. That's what we're discussing here. Mermaid tail science. I'm gonna probably do like a dedicated video to talk about that, because I can just hear all of you guys madly typing, asking me like, what is it? Can I use it? All of the things. So just like, we're just gonna stick like a little pin, please just hang tight. I can hear those of you who are like, oh, Courtney's gatekeeping again. Like, could you just give me a minute? Like, I only just made this discovery for myself. Just like, okay. Now the next thing that you're going to notice about this tail is that I have added 5 pieces of very select boning to 5 of the fins on my tail, including my dorsal, both my seam fins, and my pec fins. So boning, what is boning? And like, what is this? I don't know what this is. Boning is basically a narrow strip of plastic, sometimes made out of other materials, but in this instance, plastic, flexible plastic, which I carefully sew into these channels that I create. And it helps give the fins added structure and support. This makes a huge difference in larger fins that tend to collapse in on themselves. So basically the boning just helps the fins naturally maintain that shape. Like, they can still move, like, so that's a flexible material that allows a lot of this movement here, but instead when you're sitting down, the fins can't like fold over themselves. Like, you know, like your pec fins, like if they're big, they'll just like fold over themselves or like crinkle funny. This way it holds the shape really nicely. And this really adds to the realism and the mermaid vibe. I'm just like, mwah, yes. So now that I have sourced a new supplier for my printing, for my fabric, thanks to sparklegirlcostume.com, I am finally going to be able to open slots again for both pre-designed and custom orders. But, yeah, there's a but, like you didn't see that coming, right? I will still not be publicly selling my mermaid tails. My tails will be available exclusively in very limited quantities to the Patreon pod only. Why? Because I have not had a good experience publicly selling my work. Honestly, it has been downright nightmarish at times. No joke. And I really have no interest in going back down that road. Once was really, frankly, enough, thank you. I consider my mermaid tails to be works of art, much like an original oil painting or a very high-quality canvas print of an oil painting. I say oil painting because there is an expectation of quality and value there, okay? So that's why I say it like this. So being a part of the Patreon pod will not guarantee you access to my tails, as it will be, like I mentioned before, limited quantities, like as I am able, basically. In the past, what we've done is I have posted a tail for sale and let my patrons know, like, okay, if you guys are seriously interested in purchasing this tail, please leave your name, or like, please let me know here, like, comment that you're interested. And what I was doing was then collecting everybody's names and using a random number generator to select the person that would get the tail. That was like my way of trying to make it kind of fair. I have had people who have suggested doing it in an auction style as well, which is like something I have also thought of. So I'll just asterisk the whole thing and say that I may change or adjust this system at my own discretion, but that's for future Courtney to worry about, honestly. Like let's just get this off the ground to start, okay? It's getting dark in here too, so it's like now you can see like the lights and everything's glowing and like I'm purple and stuff. Like, I don't even know. I love autumn, but you can't film late in the day as soon as autumn hits. Okay, so lastly, you guys are probably gonna be be like, well, what's the Patreon pod? Like, what is this? Like, you probably heard me talk about the Patreon pod before, so like, let me give you the lowdown. It's basically my private online community made up of merfolk from all over the world. We have a private Discord, which I live stream to periodically, and the Patreon pod's main page is where I post all like my behind the scenes and my updates and obviously mermaid tales and other things for sale. And I also share like replays of the live streams just in case, because like time zones be a thing. And if you'd like to learn more about the Patreon pod, check it out for yourself. I will be sure to leave links and everything you need in the description box down below. And as of me posting this video, the Patreon pod is going to have access to the catalog as well as the special tale that will hopefully finally be, hopefully I also get that finally up there. I can't wait for you guys to see this next one. This will be one that is also a one-off design that'll be available to one special Patreon pod member. I don't know who's gonna get it. We'll have to see. Fate will play a part, I'm sure, you know, because I know there was a lot of interest in it. So your guesses below what kind of a tail design this will be. I don't think there's a hint I could give that wouldn't just absolutely give it away. So comment your guess. Whose tail design is this? And otherwise, if you enjoyed today's video, you're as excited about these changes as I am, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to join the pod, hit the bell so you never miss an upload, all the things. Don't be freaking out that I didn't talk about that gel coating. I am going to talk about it again soon. Please do not fret. My camera's about to shut off. Oop, never mind. All right, that's it for me today, you guys. Thank you again for being here. I love you, my fishes, and I'm so excited to finally be able to move forward with something. Amy, I love you. Now I'm gone. I love you, my fishes. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to catching you all again in my next video. Happy swimming. Bye.